All right, YouTube family. So everybody wants to know how come Rashard Evans just got knocked out all of a sudden last night. You know, I spent the whole night just thinking about this, and I could not sleep. Then today I watched it over and over again. I went back and I watched every fight Rashard ever lost, every fight Rashard ever won, and then I realized something. Here's why he lost the fight. First, I'm going to walk you through a couple of his fights. Then I'm going to explain to you why he lost the fight. I'm going to draw the best octagon I possibly can. One, two. Remember, it's the best I possibly can. I'm not an artist. This is the octagon, right? The fight that stuck out in my mind was Evan versus Brad Imes, right? This is my old duels. Let me take a sip. It's good. So here we go. Notice that in the beginning of Evans versus Imes, both fighters started out here. They were banging. When Imes started putting pressure on Evans, he retreated here. And after retreating there, what he typically does is slip away here or here. Then reestablish the fight triangle. Either here or here, and then come at his opponent at an angle. So he'll slip away, circle, come back, and then attack. He did that to Imes. He slipped away, circle, came back, attack, knocked him down, had him here, almost submitted him. Then Imes got back up and the banged again. He did the same thing, slip away, came back. Then they were banging against the corner. Then the fight ended. He got the decision. Good. But note this, in all of the fighting that's going on, he's always skirting the outside, close to the octagon right here. Always skirting close to the walls, and he'll retreat back to the walls. All right? So that was a good win for him. We're gonna flip this over so I could save pages. Now the next fight that he had immediately that stuck out in my mind, really stuck out in my mind was, I want to say it was Chuck Liddell. Yeah, that was the next one that stuck out in my mind. So we're fighting Chuck Liddell. I'm gonna draw the best octagon I can right here. We're fighting Chuck Liddell. He did the same thing. Just, oops, my camera's falling down. Let me get this back up here. Bear with me, guys. I'm not. I'm working on my video expertise. I'll have some video expertise stuff up soon for you. So it starts up to the middle of the octagon right here. Chuck put the pressure on him. He retreated back here. Then he decided to circle this way or circle that way. Chuck Liddell realized what was happening. Then Chuck Liddell backed up here and then came at him again. So see, so Chuck realized what was going on. Then both of them were in the fight triangle here. Chuck started putting the pressure on him again. He retreated. Now, if you watch the video of him knocking out Chuck Liddell, you'll see that they were up. His foot is about 1 foot. He's about 12 inches away from the octagon. His back foot, when he throws that overhand to knock out Chuck Liddell. So they were both in the zone right here. So he's always skirting here, and he retreats here. When he threw the overhand, I'm gonna just move the fight, put it over here. When he threw the overhand, what he did was he kept punching and pulling back short, and he got comfortable. He made Chuck Liddell comfortable right here in this zone. So he threw the overhand, caught Chuck, and knocked him out. Now, one of the things that was one of the reasons why when John Jones fought him, towards the end of the fight, John Jones went ahead and just jumped on top of him, wrapped his legs around him, and pulled guard, because John Jones knew a haymaker was coming, and it was quite possible that Evans could have knocked him out with a haymaker. So make no mistake about it. Jones was very concerned that Evans would have taken him out. He seemed confident, but no mistake about it. That move to me, he was very concerned. Now, here's where the skirting tactic starts to fall apart. Forrest Griffin. when he fought Forrest Griffin, he lost the first two rounds, 1 and 2, because he was doing the same thing. It moves down here some more. He was backing up, trying to retreat here and here, but what Griffin did was cut him off. Griffin used a fight triangle, cut him off, hide him up against the fence, and worked on him. Knees, kicks, just put the work on him. Then he realized that wasn't going to work. So what he did was, when he came out the second time, he retreated, came around, established the fight triangle, then was able to strike Griffin on the chin. Griffin went down, he took it to the middle of the ring, then he pounded him out and he won. Good. See? Works fine. So that technique of just circling the ring works for him. Oh, it's fantastic. But let me drop a piece of paper on the ground. Look what happens now when he goes up against Lyoto Dragon Machida. And this time I'm not gonna get a different piece of paper. I'm just gonna use a different color marker, because I want to show you guys something very, very clearly. This is why the fight chair is the spot for me. This is why I love talking about fight. This is why I love doing this. When he fought Lyoto Machida, he did the same thing. Lyoto put the pressure on. He backed up here. And like I said before, he always goes back up. Then after he gets back up, he tries to make an escape right in this direction. Either this direction or this direction. Circle the opponent, reestablish the fight triangle, and then afterwards come at them at an angle with a punch. But when Lyoto put the pressure on him and he retreated here, Lyoto didn't throw a kick. Lyoto advanced this way, cut the ring off, and then afterwards, because Lyoto is a karate person, in karate, that kick that Lyoto gave him to the head is a short range weapon. Lyoto gave him a kick to the head, boom, completely took him out, pounded him, and he took a loss here. Now, I'll stick a pin in this. He lost in the same exact spot right here, right? I'm going to do another sheet of paper. I'll show you something else. Whereas when he fought Chael Sonnen, look what happened. Best octagon I could possibly. When he fought Chael Sonnen, his trick worked. Both of them were here. Chael Sonnen came at him full blast, backed him up against the cage. Rashard Evans, he loved that type of stuff. What did he do? Immediately, he escaped this way, came around behind Chael, took his back, took him to the ground, pounded him, and got the W, right? Now let's go back to Lyoto Machida again. Lyoto Machida cut the ring off before he could make his escape and then pound him. Well, the same thing happened again with, guess who the same thing happened with? Let me flip this over so I could write on the other side. Same thing happened with Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira wasn't stupid. Here's the octagon. Best one I could draw. Glover Teixeira came at him, put the pressure on him. He retreated here. Glover Teixeira threw a combination 1-2 kick. Rashard Evans retreated here. Glover Teixeira came over here and cut the ring off. But this time he switched the combination up because he realized that Rashard was ducking down. He went 1, fake 1, 2, and then bam, the left caught him, caught Rashard. Rashard went down. Then he came over here and cut the ring off again and then beat Rashard Evans. Knocked him out completely. Now you'll notice, look, I'm going to circle this. This is the exact spot where he lost up against the octagon. Alright? That's the exact spot where he lost up against the octagon. And if you didn't see that, because maybe the camera was off, I'll go over it again. One more time for good measure. Pay close attention because I'm going to put the pieces together right after this. I started here. Teixeira put the pressure on him. Rashard evade here. Teixeira came over here, cut the octagon off, caught him with the left, and then pounded him. He lost right here in the spot. Now when Glover Teixeira came over and did 1, 2 kick, Rashard blocked the kick and sidestepped and escaped over here. Glover Teixeira realized what was happening. The same way Rashard knocked out Chuck Liddell, he quickly memorized his combinations, and then he did it through the overhand. So he was going to try that with Teixeira, but Teixeira switched it up. This time he didn't throw the kick towards it. He didn't throw it. He did a 1 fake, and then boom, came around and caught him in the left. That's why Rashard ducked, because he was expecting the kick that came here to come back over here, but that didn't happen. So Rashard ducked. That opened him up for the left. He caught him with the left, caught him with the right. He fell down and it was over. Rashard lost the match in this exact spot. Well, look at this. Let me bend this over here. The spot he lost the match in with Yuta Machida is the same spot he lost the match in with Glover Teixeira. That tells me that what he's doing is he's skirting, that's how he starts feeling his opponents out. He skirts the octagon and then comes around and then try to take them at the angle off guard, take them back and take them down. That's been working fine for him. But with these two guys, it didn't work because the ring got cut off. It's no different from when Anderson Silva was trying to back up. See, Anderson Silva tried to back up, tried to do that fake out to lead Weidman into an attack. So he was step back, but what Weidman did was wait until he put all his body weight on his back leg. Then Weidman sidestepped and then came across with a punch, and that's how he got him. Well, Glover Teixeira did the same thing too. He waited until Rashard was retreating, and then once he put the weight on his back leg here, go back and look at the video, and you'll see that when Rashard went down, the weight was on his back leg, and then that's when he got caught. And the same thing with Lyoto Machida. If you look at the video, you'll see Rashard lying on his back with either his right or his left leg bent up, because at that time he was in a stance that's called a cat stance. And that's when you put all the weight on your back leg. So all his weight was on his back leg. And then that's what time when Lyoto Machida took him out. And being a karate expert, Machida know that when the weight's on your back leg,